Hello folks and welcome to Dried Watermelon.
We make for the Gap of Rohan. We should never have come here.
So I love the water scene. It's great. It's a fun scene. And the whole part with the door of Moria as well. And Gandalf needing to say Melon or friend. Just really, really well visualized, I think. I think that Jackson is following Ralph Bakshi really closely, that animated version. I enjoyed the version, even though it was, if you watch it, if you've seen it, you know that it's cut off halfway, and that he was supposed to do the second part, but it never finishes, unfortunately. And it's also a little bit odd because it's a mixture of live action plus animation. Anyways, I think that Jackson follows it pretty closely, and so there's a huge fight here with the Watcher. In the book, that doesn't happen. I think it was Sam who just barely slashes at one of the tentacles, and then Frodo's freed. So here in the guard room scene where Pippin is examining the skeleton in Moria, this is a little bit different in the book as well. Obviously the movie is not going to go through all the details, but the biggest difference I see here is that when Pippin does drop a rock into the well, and then of course Gandalf gets really mad at him, for good reason too. I mean, that's such a dumb thing to do. There's no fight right away. The orcs or the goblins don't hear it and they don't attack them right away. Instead, Gandalf punishes Pippin by making him take the first watch of the night while the rest sleep. Although Gandalf does wake him up sooner than his time should be to relieve him, so... So the battle here at Balin's tomb, this is actually a really minor point, really, really minor, but Aragorn's actually using a bow here, which is interesting because it seems like a practical move, and I'm sure that Aragorn is quite skilled with a bow. Why wouldn't he be? He's the hunter of hunters, and he knows what he's doing, right? As a woodsman, as a hunter, as a ranger. However, in the book, nowhere ever does it describe him using a bow. He's always using his sword to fight, so this is a little bit different. When the cave troll itself comes in, I actually prefer Ralph Bakshi's version of the cave troll. I don't know, I guess even with Jackson's depiction in The Hobbit of the trolls, I never pictured the trolls to be that large. More like a super muscular orc, like an Uruk-hai, but even bigger and stronger. Again, I think I'm just being influenced by Ralph Bakshi's version here. So I think that in the book, though, what happens is that there's an orc chieftain that actually comes in and knocks away Boromir and then dodges one of Aragorn's sword swings and so on and so on. And then he goes and fights, or he goes in to attack Frodo. And then they don't actually learn of Frodo's mithril coat, which protects him until later on. So not a really, really big deal here, but it is a bit of a minor change, an interesting way of depicting what the troll would look like, because I never expected it to be this massive. So this one I actually do have a little bit of a quibble with. Here, there are all these orcs that are swarming them, right? And honestly, if the Balrog hadn't come, they probably would have killed the walkers. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of these orcs crawling like insects, like bugs down the pillars and of this cavernous chamber, and they would have overwhelmed the walkers. In the book, this doesn't happen like that. There are plenty of orcs, but I don't think that they ever were described as having this ability to climb up and down pillars like this. So they're not these monkey orc things, right? So because here, really in that sense, the Balrog almost saves them. But in the book, if the orcs aren't going to overwhelm the Fellowship, then really the Balrog is the greatest threat. So I think that's actually an important visual change, that this affects this Fellowship survival chances. So I actually don't like this change visually. I don't think that the orcs should be this powerful and overwhelming and be able to climb up and down the pillars so easily, like monkeys or spiders or whatever. That way the Balrog itself does stay more frightening and more deadly.
A Balrog. A demon of the ancient world. His foe is beyond any of you. Run!
This whole chasm thing isn't in the book, of course. I don't have an issue with it. It makes it fun, and it's all about the escape and adventure, but this part isn't detailed. So the Balrog scene, I don't have any quibbles about or qualms. No quibbles or qualms. There isn't even any difference I'm noting here. I just love this scene. I think it's so well done, so well acted, well directed. I love the flash or the fire from the Balrog. Everything about it is just so great, and I appreciate also that they stuck to the script of the book as well for Gandalf's last stand here. I just think it's such a well directed and well created, well acted scene. It's fantastic.
I am the servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Arnor. The dark fire will not avail you, flame of Udun! Go back to the shadow. Shall not pass! Fly, you fools!